Whew. Hi for now, guys. Gosh, it's hot, isn't it? You'd think you just arrived in a warmer country like, say, Turkey. But in actual fact, the other week I just returned from Turkey. It was my last visit out there as part of my EU-funded storytelling project. Now, you might think...
97% of Turkey is in another continent, right? So why should my taxes help a project in that part of the world?
Well, in all honesty, I'm probably not qualified to answer, but I can tell you that apart from having a really strong economy and being a close military ally since World War I, and being the largest member of NATO outside of the US, the Turkish people are about as close to the definition of neighbourly as you can get. Their music is really loud, their parties go on late, and they always want to know where you're going. And they are always quick to share a smile, bring you some food, or offer to escort you wherever you need to go, all at no charge. Even the restaurants where we went for takeaway were quick to bring us free cups of tea while we waited. Now, to the unsophisticated palate, Turkish tea tastes a lot like boiled beer. But if you opt for Turkish coffee instead, what you get is a mug containing half a liquid that tastes a little bit like coffee, and half something that tastes and feels a bit like sand, presumably to put out the fire if you happen to suffer a case of spontaneous human combustion. But hey, it's the thought that counts, and what the Turkish people are really good at is thinking about others. Although all my visits out there have been to work, I've made some extremely good friends, and so for my final visit I thought I'd head out a little early and spend some time with one of the families I'd grown to know very well and join them on a trek through the Turkish countryside. Our first journey was to see the Kapuzbazir waterfalls near Kayseri. On the way, our guide told us that the Kapuzlu waterfall was the tallest in the world. When we arrived, he was quick to correct this to being the fastest. But here's what Wikipedia says. Still, it was big, fast and wet. Just what every man wants in a waterfall. Then we trekked up a nearby mountain. It was a long, uphill but beautiful struggle, a bit like the EU project itself. You see, our project was funded out of a pot of money that had the explicit intention of improving the mobility of teachers across Europe, perhaps hoping they'd be less likely to strike if they had a chance to go on a plane to an exotic location for free. But, and I know this may be hard to believe, especially if you're a government minister in the UK, but if you send some teachers on a project saying that it could be of benefit to their pupils, then they actually work seriously hard to make sure the project is of benefit to their pupils. So we spent many unfunded hours together trying to ensure our project gave their children access to the full range of benefits of storytelling, especially putting together tests to prove its effectiveness. You know, the lighter side of educational reform. Towards the end, it felt like we were on a downhill path to success. All our tests demonstrated that children who learn through stories are much better at remembering information than those who are just told to learn the facts. We were getting excited about my book, which the EU would soon be publishing, being able to roll these tests out to a wider sample, and if their results were the same, maybe changing the face of European education for the better. Just towards the end of our mountain trek though, it turned out we had to climb a near sheer rock face just to escape the valley. Kinda like my tale from 2 videos ago about the major design challenge. But of course, we escaped from the valley, just like my book had made it, and received a glowing report from the project coordinator. However, it turned out that the project coordinator was not the person with the final say. While in Turkey, he told me that several of his seniors wanted a major rewrite of the book, including completely removing the tests that actually proved storytelling's effectiveness. This felt a lot like when you think you're safe from heavy rain inside your nice dry coach, right up until you're flooded off the road into a ditch. Which actually happened on our way back, by the way. Seems no one wants the driver to turn the wheel, in case he digs us even deeper into the mud. Oh yay, help! Yep, even though the UK teachers and all of the Turkish partners thought it was important to prove how our project had been worthwhile, The more senior of the UK partners thought that this was completely irrelevant. They seemed to fear that the UK Department for Education would be upset about our intention to show that storytelling might actually work better than rote learning. And it looked like they thought maybe this EU project was about delivering a vital injection to the tourism industry rather than anything so mundane as enhancing school practice. That could have seriously ruined my Turkish trip. But fortunately, there were enough people on my side. The project coordinator for a start, his travel companion, Cotton Pad, my beautiful travel companion, and of course all of our Turkish partners, to ensure that, okay, maybe I'll have to make a compromise, but perhaps I wouldn't have to give in entirely. So this story is kinda still ongoing, but sometimes all it needs is someone with the confidence to turn the wheel. So that story is to be continued. Before we left the mountains though, some of our travelling companions were happy to share some of their gratitudes with us.
Well, we are of course incredibly grateful out here to Ceylan and her family who have been looking after us our whole time and have brought us to this magnificent place.
I also so thankful for you. You are not only just a friend for me, but just like a brother. So that I really thankful for you and for my now new sister.
Well, thank you very much for welcoming us into your family. It is lovely.
I feel that's so kindful and total friendship here. And I really love nature and I'm so thankful for trekking. As a father, I have got a lot of responsibilities. So when I go trekking, I feel so relaxed and charged.
Şöyle söyleyeyim.
I had really rush hours and had hard working hours at weekdays, but now I am here and I really had enjoyable times with new friends to make new friends for me.
Güzel dakikalar.
Are these people the first time you have met them here today?
Hayır.
Yes, with this group, yes, this is the first experience for me.
Well, that is amazing that we can all make friends so quickly. So great.
Öyleyim. Friendly. I am friendly. Öyle doğru mu dedim? I am friendly. I love you.
Seems there was a bit of a theme there. Everyone was grateful for friends, old and new. A big thank you also to Tito's new friend Oliver, who came and looked after him while Cotton Pad and I were away. I hope you can be grateful for the friends in your life too, Gratix. Do please comment on this video or leave us a message on your favourite social media. We love to know what blessings you've been counting too. And of course you might get a shout out in our next video. So finally, thank you for watching. Before I leave you though, one last thing. If you ever find that you're stuck in the mud, just remember, all trees are. That's what helps them to grow tall and strong. Stay thankful. And in honor of our Turkish friends this week, Görüşürüz for Narushirush.